Hello you guys, this is a really quick practice for you if you are looking to find more shoulder mobility, especially working on the area around the lat region, but this is kind of a nice shoulder strengthener for anything really. So you are going to need a little prop of some sort. If you've got a yoga block, then great, use that. If not, I'm improvising with this practice using a record. Actually, it's just a record sleeve because it's nice and light so that you want to be able to lift this comfortably. You can use a book, but probably go for a light one. Hope you enjoy. So we'll start with this shoulder opener, and what we're looking to do is essentially bring our awareness to this region behind us here. It's kind of mid-back, mid-upper back, and we really want to feel that we've got a support that's behind us, but also the possibility to open up the front chest safely. So what often happens in back bends is that we might crank into the low back and overextend in ways that just doesn't feel great for the body. It might feel great at the time, but afterwards we're kind of aching and it's twinging and not feeling good or supportive. So really want to bring awareness to this region so that hopefully it can support us later on in the practice. So I'll show you with the block first. Essentially, you're going to put the block between your arms. I've got mine just beneath my elbows. And here, I'll show you from the side, you're going to squeeze the arms, so compress the block with your arms, and then gently start to raise the elbows up to about 90 degrees, there or thereabouts. So just a little check-in as we do this. Often what happens is what is very typical in back bends. We just start to take the opening out from the shoulders and instead use the low back and crank into the mid back. Can you see where my chest is really kind of pushing forward, like I've got like a Popeye beer belly, spinach belly. Anyway, so we're trying to avoid that. So instead, see if you can draw the front body into the back body. So play with that adjustment so you feel like you're drawing in. And then see if you can keep squeezing the block and then lifting the elbows a little bit more. So just check yourself check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check that you're not hunching the shoulders up by the ears. Think space and ease. Trying to be effortless, but with a little bit of tension in the places that matter. Ideally, we want to feel like we're switching on this region right underneath the armpits. We're kind of strengthening and stabilizing. So I'll show you with the record, kind of similar. Just going to place the prop there. It's almost like I've got a platter of goods for you, sausages. I don't know, halloumi, alumi, and then lift up the elbows, okay? So kind of same action, you're hugging in. You may well feel this on your outer shoulders as well. You may feel a broadening of the back, the upper back especially. And imagine you've got this grapefruit underneath your chin. So the back of the neck is nice and long, front of the neck is soft. See where we're going? Play with that. You don't have to hold it in place. You can bring it up and down. It is a strengthening exercise, I suppose. But call it what you want. See if you can stay integrated through the front body. Yeah. And some of you may feel that you can go beyond 90 degrees and start to lift the arms up even more. So just be aware that when you're lifting up, there's not the pushing forward of the front body, but instead you've got that integration. Okay, for me, this is something I need to work on because I can really feel myself working and feeling the heat. So try and keep the tension in the regions that matter. Try and keep the tension out of places like the jaw, the muscles around your eyes, your lips. Yeah, how are we doing? Feel okay? Got it? Got the action? Good, you can release that. Chuck your props to the side. I don't know, you might need actually your block or your prop later on, maybe, we'll see. And you're gonna come into cat and cow. So hands and knees. Remember, you can support your knees if your knees feel tender, spread out the fingers nice and wide, play with the position of the hands. You want this to feel good, and you're just gonna arch, round, and then freestyle if it feels good. Just moving the spine in all directions. Just getting some movement in there. Let it feel good. Just noticing as you move if there's anywhere that's feeling a bit tight, a bit tense. Sometimes I like to concentrate the movement with my ribs. So just taking my ribs in circles, making them as big as I can. For those of you who tend to feel a bit tighter around the hips, then maybe you can take the pelvis in circles. So just concentrate the movement there. So do what you feel, babes. And then we're going to come back to kneeling. Those of you that have a regular hero pose practice, you can take hero. That's widening the feet apart. You might have a block underneath you to give you some height. Knees move towards each other, so they're moving in. Okay, so from here, you are going to reach the arm. Turn my back on you. You're going to reach the arms out to the sides with the palms up. So you first turn the palms down and then scoop the palms up and see if you can find that same engagement underneath without kind of sticking your guts forward and cranking into the low back. Instead, move the front body towards the back body. Have that kind of containment there. Nice. Now flip the palms to face behind you and then bend, sorry Winfrey, bend the elbows and then maybe you can reach behind you, perhaps grab the wrists or even the fingers. Some of you might be able to hold on to the elbows. Again, just watch out here in case there is that natural kind of sagging forward. Instead, draw the front body in. Try and relax the shoulders. And those of you that are feeling pretty okay in the shoulders, you might be able to roll the shoulders back, broaden through the chest, lengthen through the neck. And maybe, if there's space, you can bring the palms together behind you. This is a big one, so don't crank it. Yeah, just find what works for you and appreciate wherever you're at, because shoulders are so volatile, so precious, such a precious joint. And we want to feel like there's mobility and ease there rather than forcing and cranking in ways that don't feel good. All right, to slowly come out of this, especially if your palms are together, start to lower the hands down first. Nice, then take wrist circles. Come back onto hands and knees. Wow. From here, spread fingers, spread toes, tuck the toes, hover the knees. Again, draw front body towards the back body. Maybe take a little walk backwards and forwards, like a little, I don't know what this is. And then into down dog, push back. Bottoms up. Scoop the outer arms. Imagine that that prop is still between your arms and you're hugging it in. Nice, so there should be space for your neck here. Bend the knees deeply, reach the bum up and back. You're welcome to stay here or take the dog for a walk, bending one knee, straightening the other, swapping sides. Lovely. Maybe even taking it into the hips, turning the toes a bit. Maybe bending the knees, whatever works. So keep nice and spread. And then from here, gently bring the knees down to the floor and come back to kneeling. Turn the palms up, take a moment. Just notice how your shoulders feel. And I really hope that you found some space and strength in that region that feels good. Feel free to add this to your practice as much or as little as you like. Really hope you enjoyed. Thanks for practicing with me.